evening, Polo Lounge. How are we doing? Hi, we are Novimpia, and you are watching Novimpia's House Party. Don't go to work, stay at home, wear a mask, don't wear a mask, something or other. You're watching Infectious. This program may contain strong language, strobe lighting effects, partial nudity, and in the event that I'm trying to be funny, partial disappointment.
What do you wanna wear this spring? What do you think is the new thing? What do you wanna wear this season?
Salmonella!
I'm smoking on full tank again. Me, Bella. I'm a rich bitch. I'm the upper class. I love to date. I'm the pelly. I smoke the birds and drink champagne. I smoke the birds and drink champagne.
Salmonella!
How she walks so fast, like it feels so good. Listen to her writing and her magic, even though she knows she's misunderstood. Voodoo, voodoo, voodoo-na-na.
Guys, gals, non-binary pals, my name is Salmonella and I am honoured to welcome you to the first anniversary celebration show of Infectious! Oh my god, can you believe it's been a year since I did my little solo show, stood on that stage for an hour, told some jokes, argued with a couple of hecklers about butterflies of all things, drank quite a bit, ended up in the casino until 6 AM, and more importantly, kickstarted this whole thing. Since that night 1 year ago, we have had 8 live shows, including our Royal Rumble, a digital show, a digital disaster, which we don't talk about, and now we are here to celebrate my baby's birthday. I am here tonight as your host to guide you through some guest performances. Now, a couple of months ago, I put out the call on social media, I put up a form, sort of there so people could apply and submit their ideas, performances, and I have handpicked 10 or 11, I can't remember, 10 or 11 exciting guest performances, ranging from infectious regulars to infectious first timers to people who we've had as guest performers who I just wanted to bring back because fuck it, it's my show. Before we get started, I think it's important we should set a couple of ground rules. Now, of course, there's the comments section, which will be going through the premiere of this show. It's either on my right or my left, I can't remember. In that space, don't start any shite, don't be like hassling MD, starting any squabbles over anything. This is a safe space during coronavirus time. We're just here to enjoy some drag, so take your pish elsewhere. In the video description below, you will see some PayPal links of our performers here tonight. That is so that you can tip them throughout the show or after the show if you wish. Of course, this whole pandemic lockdown situation has been a difficult time for all of us, but more so doing drag, and that time it takes a lot of money and effort and resources. I can't say much because I'm just hosting, but it does take a lot, so anything you can give the performers tonight would be greatly appreciated, whether it's a penny, a pound, a McDonald's voucher, you've got a 2-for-1 Wednesdays code at the Odeon. Do people still do that? I don't really know. Anything you can give can be appreciated, but the main thing is we're all here to have a good time, watch performances, and just celebrate. I have got a orange juice behind the screen because I don't like to drink when I'm hosting anymore. We all saw me at the Rumble. But yeah, let's get on with it and let's introduce our first guest performer now. They have the honourable distinction of having the most guest performances at Infectious over the past year. They were there at the first one, the second one, the third one, the fifth one was going to be at the 8th one, then pandemic got in the way. They've just released their album Out of the Box, and they are doing a behind the scenes series of that on YouTube, which you can follow as well. I am delighted to welcome to the screen my sister, the one and only Lola Fierce.
It's second nature to walk home before the sun goes down and put your keys between your knuckles when there's boys around. Isn't it funny how we laugh it off to hide our fear when there's nothing funny here? Sick intuition that they taught us so we won't freak out. We hide our fingers doing anything to shut them out. We smile away to ease the tension so it don't go south. But there's nothing funny now. When will we stop saying things? Cause they're all listening. No, the kids ain't alright. Oh, when they do what they see, cause it's all on TV. Oh, the kids ain't alright. Boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women. Boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women. I'm sure if there's something that I can't find the words to say, I know that there will be a man around to save the day. And that was sarcasm in case you needed it mansplained. I should have stuck to ballet. When will we stop saying things? Cause they're all listening. No, the kids ain't alright. Oh, when they do what they see, cause it's all on TV. Oh, the kids ain't alright. Boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women. Boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women. If you're offended by this song, then you're clearly doing something wrong. If you're offended by this song, then you're probably saying boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women. When will we stop saying things? Cause they're all listening. No, the kids ain't alright. Oh, when they do what they see, cause it's all on TV. Oh, the kids ain't alright. Boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women. Boys will be, boys will be, boys will be, boys will be boys. But girls will be women.
Make some socially responsible noise for Lola Fierce. That was so good. When she told me she was going to be doing Boys Will Be Boys, I thought she meant the Ordinary Boys song. Do you remember Preston from Celebrity Big Brother? I thought it was going to be his version because my brain is permanently stuck in 2006. But then she reminded me it was Dua Lipa. Did anyone listen to the Levitating remix? I thought it was okay. I mean, it's a remix. What do you expect? Anyway, I'm going off on one. Thank you very much, Lola, for that, and I'm sure we'll see you at many more infectiouses bonk to come infectiouses to come in the future. We are moving on to our next guest performer, who is a first timer here at Infectious, but they've been making waves during the digital age of drag via things like the Lunar Brunch and other shows that have been available online. They are a young queen from Edinburgh, and they're about to give you what I like to call the perfect combination of choreography and comedy. So please give it up for the one and only Ava Lanch.
Anytime that you like, gonna give you my heart to break. Angel eyes, tell me lies, gonna give you my heart to break.
Wait a minute, hold on.
One look at you, I'm powerless. I feel my body saying yes. Where's my self-control? And when you touch me, I'm a fool. This game I know I'm gonna lose. It makes me want you more. You stupid fucking dinosaur. Even if it means that I'll never put myself back together, gonna give you my heart to break. Even if I end up in shadows, baby, it doesn't matter. Gonna give you my heart to break.
Okay, let's move on.
I tried to fight, but I can't help it. Don't care if this is my worst mistake. 'Cause no one else could do it better. That's why I give you my heart to break.
Big boobs? What? Child. Anyway, so
Butterflies every time heart to break. But I'm not. But love you. Mwah. Devilish, every kiss. Gonna give you my heart to break. And no shame. One look at you, I'm powerless. I feel my body saying yes. Where's my self-control? And when you touch me, I'm a fool. This game I know I'm gonna lose. It makes me want you more.
Believe that. Whoa. So what's up?
Even if it means that I'll never put myself back together, gonna give you my heart to break. Even if I end up in shadows, baby, it doesn't matter. Gonna give you my heart to break.
Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I fucking lie?
I tried to fight, but I can't help it. Don't care if this is my worst mistake. No, 'cause I want it, no one else will do it better. That's why I gave you my heart to break.
I'm a human being.
Yeah, one look at you, I'm powerless. I feel my body saying yes. Where's my self-control? And when you touch me, I'm a fool. This game I know I'm gonna lose. Makes me want you more.
I just hit an Ariana Grande note, bitch.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed. You wanna know what? No, I am gonna leave.
Give it up for Avalanche with her Heart to Break mix there. As I said, that was like a good combination of like choreography and comedy. I mean, I was sitting there watching her earlier, I was just like, oh my god, like exhausted. When I filmed that Hard Out Here performance that I did in the May Infectious, and I did that one with my arms, I had to lie down for about 4 hours after it. You know, lockdown's been tough on my body. I've spent the entire time letting myself go physically, as you can tell. But no, thank you very much, Avalanche, for that. Remember, if you're enjoying any of the performances, the furry pink video description box is down below with all the PayPal links that you can tip our performers throughout. Moving from Ava onto our next performer. Now, this next person is an Infectious regular of sorts. They started off working behind the scenes at the first show and has since developed into a drag performer of their own. They've done things like the Tracks Open Stage, they even did the Digital Infectious last time at the end of May, and they're here to give you another heartwarming performance. Now, I should warn you that this performance does come with a slight trigger warning as it deals with the very important issue of transphobia, which has never been more important than it has been in recent times with, you know, acts of that nature sort of on the rise again. So please give it up for the gorgeously talented Nebby.
Black and white and brown away. Boy or girl, or he or she. That or they, whatever you please. We all breathe, we all bleed. We all want and need to be free.
There's a grief that can't be spoken.
as the pain goes on and on. Empty chairs at empty tables. Now my friends are dead and gone. Here they talked of revolution. Here it was they lit the flame. Here they sang about tomorrow, and tomorrow never came. From the table in the corner, they could see a world reborn, and they rose with voices ringing, and I can hear them now, the very words that they had sung became their last communion. From a lonely barricade at dawn. Oh, my friends, forgive me, but I live and you are gone. There's a grief that can't be spoken. There's a pain goes on and on. Phantom faces at the window, phantom shadows on the floor, empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends will meet no more. Oh, my friends, don't ask me what your sacrifice was for. Empty chairs at empty tables, where my friends will sing no more.
Say a prayer that change is coming. Say a prayer that hope is around the bend. And if you pray that change is coming, oh Jesus, then may what you pray come true. Amen.
Oh, give it up for Nebby. Yeah, that performance had a lot of emotion behind it, and I felt it was quite topical. You know, there's been a lot of conversation recently, especially recently, around sort of transphobia, both within our scene and out with the scene, sort of amongst the sort of straight community, if you will. I think it's important, really, that we all recognise that trans rights are human rights. Trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people are valid. So let's just make that clear before we go any further. Thank you very much, Nebby, for doing such an amazing performance, such an emotional performance, which, as I said already, it's really sort of highlighted a really core issue within our community. On to our next performer. I forgot what I was going to say there. You'd think I would have this under control because it's pre-recorded, but no. Moving on to our next performer. Now, like myself, they are a hashtag Kelly Queen. They competed in our Royal Rumble event back in January, and they are here at the Infectious anniversary to, quite frankly, look more beautiful than me and seem more talented than me and just generally be better than me in every way. Let's get on. I love her. Give up for Crystal K.
wanna believe that you don't have a bad bone in your body, but the bruises on your ego make you go wow, 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 yeah. Wanna believe that even when you're stone cold, you're sorry. Tell me why you gotta be so out of your mind, yeah. I know you're choking on your fears. Already told you I'm right here. I will stay by your side every night. I don't know why you hide from the one and close your eyes to the one mess up and lie to the one that you love. When you know you can cry to the one, always confide in the one. You can be kind to the one that you love. I know you need the upper hand even when we aren't fighting. Cause in the past you had to prepare every time, yeah. Don't wanna leave, but if you're gonna fight, then do it for me. I know you built a love but broken down, so just try, yeah. I know you're choking on your fears. Already told you I'm right here. I will stay by your side every night. I don't know why you hide from the one and close your eyes to the one mess up and lie to the one that you love. When you know you can cry to the one, always confide in the one. You can be kind to the one that you love. I know it's hard for you, but it's not fair. Going sick in the head, trying to get you there. And I know it's hard for you, but it's not fair. It's not fair. I don't know why you hide from the one. Can't close your eyes to the one mess up and lie to the one that you love. When you know you can cry to the one, always confide in the one. You can be kind to the one that you love. When you know you can cry to the one, always confide in the one. You can be kind to the one that you love.
One more time for Crystal K. Oh my god, that was so see that first like bit of the video where it kind of glitches when she's sitting on the bench. I was like, fucking hell, she's even better than me at editing. God bless. Thank you very much for that, Crystal. As you can see, I'm doing my very best House of Mandy impersonation here with the long blonde inches. I carry it off a bit as well as fuck knows at this point, honestly. I thought it looked good. I think it looked minted, personally. Moving on to our next performer, they are another Royal Rumble alumni. They made it to top 4 of that competition, and they are here tonight with something probably silly and comedic like themselves. It is the Cookie Comedy Queen from Stirling herself. It's Antibiotic.
Look inside your tiny mind and look a bit harder. Cause we're so uninspired, so sick and tired of all the hatred you harbor. So you say it's not okay to be gay. Well, I think you're just evil. You're just some racist who can't tie my laces. Your point of view is medieval. Fuck you very, very much. Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew. So please don't stay in touch. Fuck you very, very much. Cause your words don't translate and it's getting quite late. So please don't stay in touch.
to go to war, well you're already in one. Cause it's people like you that need to get slew. No one wants your opinion. Fuck you, fuck you very, very much. Cause we hate what you do and we hate your whole crew. So please don't stay in touch. Fuck you very, very much. Cause your words don't translate and it's getting quite late. So please don't stay in touch.
Give it up for Antibiotic with a performance there drawing inspiration from another phenomenon during lockdown, which was of course TikTok with all those green screens and things like that. I sound really old when I talk about TikTok. Well, all that TikTok with all the green screens, fucking 24 going on 54, honestly, I'm an absolute turtle of a human being. Thank you very much, Antibiotic. Now, I don't know if I've mentioned this already, but down below in the video description you'll see the PayPal links of all the performers tonight. So remember, I keep throwing those tips their way because frankly they deserve it and they've put more work in than me, so bear that in mind. Up next is someone who knows a thing or two about digital shows. In fact, they are one half of the duo who brought you the digital extravaganza Shook, along with Brutmark, which featured a who's who of drag talent from all over the United Kingdom. It was a great show. I actually managed to catch the repeat of it and it was great, and they're here tonight bringing you one of their signature numbers, so please give it up for the gorgeous and stunning She Go Sinner.
Hi, I'm Megan McKenna, and you might know me from X on the Beach. People probably just remember me from X on the Beach as the one that screamed all the time, looked like an absolute psychopath.
It's oh so quiet. Shh, shh. It's oh so still. Shh, shh. You're all alone. Shh, shh. And so peaceful until I'm hungry! All I want to do is have a fucking piece of toast. I'm fucking starving! I can't eat that shit they give me on a plate. I'm so hungry. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. This is a game and I'm doing the game and you take it too far by not feeding me. I can't eat that shit. What the fuck? You fall in love. Simple. The sky up above. Simple is caving in. Wow! You've never been so nuts about a guy you wanna love. You wanna cry, you cross your heart and hope to die. Till it's over. And then shh, shh, it's nice and quiet. Shh, shh, but soon again. Shh, shh, starts another big riot. He plays a game! He acts like a fucking innocent little shitbag! He stands there and acts like Mr. Innocent.
She's right.
Fuck off, you little cunt! You don't give a shit about anyone apart from yourself. Anything I do, he talks down to me for. I've laid on the floor for 1 fucking second. 1 second! I've laid in bed all night with that fucking thing on my back. I've eaten gruel for that cunt. You blow a fuse. Simple. The damn cunt's lose. Simple. So what's the use? Wow! Of falling in love.
leak the fucking shit out of John's arsehole, mate. Leak the shit out of John's arsehole. Nah, I'm not dealing with shit anymore. I've kept it in all fucking day. He is flipping me out because he has lied all night and he slates Tiffany to the ground, slates her for this fucking bullshit.
Megan, Big Brother isn't here to be shouted at. Big Brother is here to help you and to deal with the situation.
1 minute. Oh, Big Brother don't like being shouted at. Big Brother don't like... How the fuck
Big
do you
Brother
think
considers
I feel?
this...
Let me in there, right? Let me in there with that lying little scumbag cunt called John and Tiffany, right? Hello? Let me in there.
Megan, sit down.
Let me in there.
Megan, sit down.
No, you let everyone else demand everyone apart from me. You think 'cause I'm just 23 years old, you think I can deal with this shit? I've dealt with it for 2 fucking days.
You ring that bell, ring bell, shout and you yell, how you broke the spell. To this is where you almost have a fit. The sky is scorching, I got hit. There's no mistake. Till it's over and then it's nice and quiet. Shh, shh, but soon again, shh, starts another big riot.
Get yourself away from my little fucking face before I go absolutely psycho on ya.
You blow a fuse, sing boom, the devil can't lose. Sing boom, so what's the use? Wow, wow, I'm falling in love. The sky goes in, the devil can't lose. You blow, 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 blow your fuse. When you fall in love.
Give it up for Shigo Sinner with her Megan McKenna mix there. I love watching her do that number. She did it at Dragade back in February, which was one of the last live shows that we ever did as a collective scene, and it's just so funny. Megan McKenna is like one of those like reality TV juggernauts who's just so quotable and rememberable for just being a complete dafty on screen. I think you can do so much with her. In fact, Marie St. Sandy, who you'll see a little bit later on tonight, it wasn't like a full Megan McKenna mix, it was more like just about Big Brother in general, and there's a bit in it where she goes like, SOS please, I'm so hungry. It was so funny. You had to be there. Let's move on. From one digital show host to another, I am introducing to the screen now someone who hosted a digital show called Locked and Loaded earlier on in the lockdown sort of periods of time. It ran for 3 episodes or installments or whatever you want to call it, and much like Shook, it featured a who's who of talent from all over the United Kingdom in drag, and more recently they have started their own podcast called Afters with Giselle Chance and Regina Gorge. Most recently they had Danny Harmer from Tracy Beaker as like a special guest, which is wild. And in fact, they actually performed at the last live Infectious that we did back in February, which was of course our Laughter and Queer special. So please give it up for the one and only the irrepressible Raspberry.
When I get messed up at the party, I make a scene and get upset. But when I wake up in the morning, you bring me breakfast in bed and act like there's nothing to forget. Maybe I should count my blessings that you're just that type. So call me masochistic, but sometimes I want to fight. Every time I leave, you pull me closer. I hang up the phone, you call me back. Why don't you mess me around like you're supposed to? You're turning me cool cause I'm just wanting you to react.
Lord, I'm having a heart attack. Damn, this is some scary shit. Oh,
you just say how high. I think you might love me to death. The way you do me, boy, you're too nice. You get me up when I wanna be losing my breath. Maybe I should count my blessings that you're just that tight. So call me masochistic, but sometimes I want to fight. Every time I leave, you pull me closer. I hang up the phone, you call me back. Why don't you mess me around like you're supposed to? You're turning me cool cause I'm just wanting you to react. Looking for a little confrontation. Now I know the nice guys turn me back. The less you do, the more it makes me crazy. You're turning me cool cause I'm just wanting you to react.
Pop! Pop! I'm acting.
Every time I leave, you pull me closer. I hang up the phone, you call me back. Why don't you mess me around like you're supposed to? You're turning me cool cause I'm just wanting you to react. Looking for a little confrontation. Now I know the nice guys turn me back. The less you do, the more it makes me crazy. You're telling me cool cause I'm just wanting you to react. You're telling me cool cause I'm just wanting you to react.
Give it up for Raspberry. My god. Raspberry has like a very specific sense of humour and perspective in drag, which I really appreciate because I have a similar sense of humour and perspective. So that Pussycat Dolls mix there really spoke to me. It was really funny. So thank you very much, Raspberry, for that. Reminder again, if you're enjoying it, tip links below. You know the rest. Just sorted. It'll be grand. We're moving on now to a first in Infectious history, the first ever duet on the stage and on the screen. It comes from one of the members of this duet was at our last digital show and they gave you a radioactive number, which I can't really explain further than that because I'm inarticulate as fuck. But now her and her drag daughter are here to give you a mix about a sitcom, which I think a lot of us have discovered during lockdown, despite the fact it's been on air for like 10 years. It is of course a mix dedicated to Friday night dinner, which I'm very excited to see. So give it up for Ginger LaRosies and Amber Arson, The House of Ardman.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major.
Shalom, shalom. Adam, what do you think is the future of space travel?
I've no idea.
Well, I know that. We're just having a conversation.
Okay.
The future of space travel. We'll all be living on the moon. Rubbish. All right, I was only... How are you going to fly 7 billion bloody people, even more if it's in the future, to the bloody moon?
Martin?
Idiot.
Oh, I remember this game now.
And what about all the stuff you'd have to bring up there?
Honestly?
The food, the building material. Where are we going to get bleeding water from? All right, Dad. Living on the moon. Right, you need to get that head of yours out your backside and get real. God, the moon.
Didn't know what time it was, the lights were low. Oh, oh. I leaned back on my radio. Oh, oh. Some cat was laying down some rock and roll, that is all he said. Then the loud sound, it seemed to fade. Came back like a slow voice on a wave of fate. That wasn't no DJ, that was hazy cosmic jive. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He'd like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'd blow our minds. There's a starman waiting in the sky. He's told us not to blow it, 'cause he knows it's all worthwhile. He told me, let the children lose it, let the children use it, let all the children boogie. Dad.
Dad. All right, God. I'm not going into space.
I'm sorry?
I'm not going into bloody space.
You're not going into space? When are you not going into space? Tonight?
Well, obviously not tonight. Did you see my spaceship outside?
Have you been drinking?
Yeah, out of the drains. What are you talking about, Martin?
I read an article.
Right.
Read it.
What, the whole article?
Ah, bleeding hell. Affordable space travel for all, not expected until 2050, say experts.
And?
2050.
And?
Well, I'll be dead by then, won't I?
Will you?
Yes. Right.
It's a god-awful small affair to the girl with the mousy hair, but her mummy is yelling no, and her daddy has told her to go, but her friend is nowhere to be seen. Now she walks through her sunken dream to the seat with the clearest view, and she's hooked to the silver screen. But the film is a sad thing for she's lived it 10 times or more. She could spit in the eyes of fools as they ask her to focus on sailors fighting in the dance hall. Oh man, look at those cavemen go. It's the freakiest show. Take a look at the long man beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know who's in the best-selling show. Is their life on Mars?
Bye-bye, all. Friends.
Shalom. We're give it up for the House of Art, man. Do you know something? Like, Friday night dinner, I think, is just so irreverent and just so stupid. Like, I'm surprised that I've not seen someone do a Friday night dinner mix before. If I have, I've probably been drunk for it, let's face it. I was drunk, let's face it. It was good, wasn't it? But thank you very much. I love watching Ginger perform all the time, and it's good seeing Amber perform for the first time as well. Again, if I've seen you perform before, alcohol, usual. But thank you guys very much for that. We're going to move on to our next performer, who was actually supposed to perform at the Dundee Takeover live show that we were going to do at Infectious. They were here last time on the digital show doing Edgy's theme song from the wrestling, if you're into that, into the wrestling. And I'm excited to see what she does this time. She is giving us a tribute to a well-known horror film. There is slight blood and shit like that in this next performance. You'll know who I mean when I introduce it. So give it up for the rated R superstar herself, Slay Guevara.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I will not cry, I'm okay. I try so hard to play that way. Mama, you should have told me. And God made Eve to bear the curse of blood. The curse of blood. His name is Tommy Ross, Mama. He'll have me home by midnight. An eagle's just another bird until he can spread his wings. They'll make fun of you. They will break your heart. Then they'll laugh at you, watching you fall apart. Doesn't anybody ever get it right? Doesn't anybody think that I
My lover's got humor. She's the giggle at a funeral. Knows everybody's disapproval. I should've worshipped her sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, she's the last true mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak. A fresh poison each week. We were born sick, you heard them say it. My church offers no absolutes. She tells me worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Amen. 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 Take me to church, I worship like a dog at the shrine of your life. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death, the good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church, I
Give it up for Slay Guevara with her Carrie-inspired number there. That was excellent. I'm not usually good with blood and things like that, but Slay just can't get away with anything in my eyes because she's an absolute sunbeam, so I'll let her do what she wants. I'll just cover my eyes if I need to, because, I'm really not great with horror movies at all. I watched that fucking 1 hour photo. That was like the last horror film I watched with Robin Williams, and there's a bit where a fucking his eye comes out and stuff, screamed the place down. Syrian for none of it. Anyway, enough about me. We're going to move on to our final performance of the night. Now, I mentioned them earlier after Shigo's number. This is someone who has been a regular performer at Infectious in the live form, and they were supposed to perform at the Digital Disaster as well at the beginning of May, but as I say, we don't talk about that. This is someone who's been incredibly supportive of me throughout the whole process of like running a show, and when there's been times where I've been like, no one wants to watch my show, which, obviously people do. And she's kind of helped me through that. She's been a really good friend, a really good sister during this. And she is giving you a number about a very popular girl group from the noughties who like to change their lineup every so often. I wonder who it could be. Let's find out. Give up for my sister, Marie St. Sandy.
You've heard of the Sugar Babes, but what about the Sweetener Hunks? Up next on BBC4, a music special following one of quarantine's greatest girl groups. The Sweetener Hunks, an iconic three-piece girl group formed of Jill Brand, the lead singer, and some other bitch. They released their debut album to roaring reviews, charting at number 5 on the Inverness album chart. At one point, the gays claimed that the trio were going to save pop music, but things were not as they seemed.
Look to my left, look to my right. My girls are all here, so I know I'm alright. We go way back, and so I thought we were tight. But I spoke too soon, cause then we had a fight.
Joe Brand quit the band over creative differences with the lead singer. The group, however, were not defeated, and soon a replacement member was found, much to the frustration of the lead singer.
And now there's a new bitch to get used to. Some stroppy cow with an attitude. Don't you try and speak to me, fool, cause you'll never fit in with us. Look to my left, I hate that slag. She called up my man and begged him for a shag. He said no, of course, but it's in this rag. So I called up the manager, it's later slag.
She was never seen or heard from again.
And now there's a new bitch in my pop band. 2 new girls and they're both so bland. The original 2 are on demand, and I've still got the upper hand. Couldn't keep up the nice girl act. Non-violence was in my contract. I tried to keep the band intact, but I hated those sluts, so I got sacked. And now with 3 new girls in their clothes, we don't get along, but it doesn't show. And every day our hatred grows, but you'll never know, cause we're stage school pros. Stage school pros. Stage school pros.
Unfortunately for their fans, an army of adoring twinks, the band failed to make it past Phase 3 of lockdown. Their entire discography can now be found in the 2 for £3 bin at HMV. Many of the group's members, however, managed to have very successful careers. Several of the members are now models for Marks and Spencer's. The lead singer now has a solo career under the name, I think, Gwen Stefani. And Joe Brand is frequently on the comedy circuit, so not much was lost. However, the lesson to be learned from the Sweetener Hunks is that you can't really just force a group of people to make good music together. Well, certainly not for long. Up next on BBC 4, we have the semi-final of the Celebrity Pottery Challenge. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going with Kate Bush to the toothpaste factory to find out just how they put the paste in toothpaste.
Give it up for Marie with her docudrama on the popular girl group, the Sweetener Hunks. Didn't see that coming, did you? I would like to just confirm that was not me in the middle at the beginning there. I know that the blonde kind of wavy hair might have led you to believe otherwise, but obviously I'm far more stunning than that individual. I'm just kidding, just kidding. That was great. Well guys, that brings us to the end of the 1 year anniversary show for Infectious. I would just like to quickly thank all of the guest performers that we've had here tonight. We had Lola Fierce, Ava Lanch, Nebby, Crystal K, Antibiotic, Shiko Sinner, the House of Ardman, Raspberry, Slay Guevara, and Marie St. Sandy. I got them all in one without having to film it again. One take. Excellent. I hope you all enjoyed the numbers tonight. As I've said multiple times during this broadcast, if the numbers have really pleased you, if you want to show your appreciation for the performers, then of course you can tip them below. You can follow them on all their social medias, which I'm sure they'll make available to you at the drop of a hat. I would just like to quickly say a big thank you to everyone who has shown this little show of mine some support over the past year. When I started sort of conceptualizing it and sort of bringing it together, it was originally only meant to be this like one woman show, which was just sort of like an opportunity for myself to perform, and then it just sort of grew into this like big, relatively big thing, because so many performers and so many people across Scotland wanted to be a part of it, and you know, across the UK as well, across like all these different countries. You know, if you told me that like in a digital show we'd have someone from all the way from South Africa performing, that would be insane. So thank you to the over 50 people who have performed at this show in some way or capacity over the past year. Thank you to anyone who's ever DJ'd for me, who has ever sat at the door collecting entry fees on the night we've been doing the live show, and thank you to anyone who's ever shown like an interest in performing, or even interested in coming to see the show or coming to watch the show or anything like that. I really couldn't do it without that sort of motivation to keep going. You know, I just thought it was going to be that in that first night, but it's continued to have that support constantly over the past year. Of course, we would be doing this in a venue, whatever venue that might be, if things were normal, but of course Corona kind of put like a big delay on everything, but I've not let it stop my show celebrating its birthday. So thank you to everyone who has watched tonight. I know of course we're coming out of lockdown and things like that, you know, we're kind of phase by phase and parties are starting to happen, but if you have stayed in tonight and watched this show with your friends or by yourself or whatever it is, then thank you so much, because it really does mean the world. I'm gonna start crying. No, I'm not. I'm gonna keep going. It really does mean a lot, and hopefully, you know, as we continue to get a lockdown and people adhere to the rules and stay safe and wear their masks, you know, hopefully drag can return to venues and can return to having live shows sooner rather than later, because I'm sure you'll all agree that we do miss it dearly. Of course, the digital shows have been fun, but there's nothing quite like being in a room full of queers and they're shouting yes queen, whatever, or on your cell hen or something, you know. So it's great that we're able to kind of pull together and do things this way, but it'll be nice to get back to live shows soon. So there's nothing else really left for me to say. As I say, if you want to tip any performers, I'll leave the links up and I'll make them available on the Infectious social media as well as my Twitter feed after this, so you can tip them later on if you wish. But in the meantime, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a fucking mask, you know, continue to support local artists, continue to stand up for trans rights and black rights, and let's just, you know, burn the Tories down one by one, I guess. Thank you very much for watching, and good night. Les Dennis. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Les Dennis. Sound of the fusion on the radio. Les Dennis. Les Dennis. Sway through the crowd on the radio. And if you say run, I'll run with you. And if you say hide, I'll hide. Break my love for you. Break my heart in two. The future calls into my arms, tremble like a flame. Les Dennis.